What is a great little way to save some money on your fishing line? Wow! That's a beauty. Good morning, guys and girls. February 3rd, February 3, looking at Luke 21:19. You're going to like this one. By continuing to have faith, you will save your lives. By continuing to have faith, you will save your lives. Jesus told these words to his disciples after warning them that they would be persecuted for their allegiance to him. Can I tell you, we've reached that point in the United States of America where we're going to be persecuted for our allegiance to Jesus Christ. This verse helped strengthen me when I was chastised for refusing to wear a beer patch on my tournament shirt or place a beer brand decal on my boat. This is a big deal in BASS years ago, and you were still allowed to fish at tournaments, but you couldn't qualify for any points for the Bassmaster Classic, which means I couldn't win any more Classic. I couldn't go to any more Classics, couldn't even fish anymore. I couldn't fish a new series of tournaments that they had. It was like 3 or 4 tournaments that eventually led into the elite tournaments, but they were, I think, 2 or 3 tournaments that had no entry fee, yet you still won quite a bit of money. And I could not win any more Angler of the Year titles. I won a couple of them, but I could not have any points, so I couldn't win any more. Not only was I criticized by non-Christians, but listen to this, but by Christian fishermen as well, who was telling me that by having that big beer sponsor, we had a great chance to grow the sport to a lot bigger sport. That beer sponsor is no longer there anymore, and the sport has still grown into a big sport. My stand against promoting beer, selling alcohol, is a long-standing one. We own a big convenience store, the largest on Lake Tenkiller, big tackle store, big Ranger, a big Tracker dealership, Kawasaki dealership on Lake Tenkiller here in Oklahoma, where we have never, ever sold beer. Not one can. Had that place for 30 or 40 years now, I guess. I'm told that this position costs me at least $40,000 a year in pure profit if I was to sell beer. Jesus told us to stand firm. We can't put a price tag on what we believe, and Jesus has already paid the price for our soul. So, stand firm. Stand firm. I got to tell you, we probably are going to be, as Christians, especially businessmen, are going to have to make decisions about whether we will serve the God that hung the moon and the stars, and his son Jesus Christ that died for your sins and died for mine. We're probably going to have to make that choice a lot as this year goes by. Probably going to have to make that choice on social media. I wouldn't be a bit surprised what that's going to happen. I saw on television where a Christian football coach had been fired from his job for praying at a football game or in the locker room or whatever. I don't know the full story. I saw recently where Mike Rowe, the Dirty Jobs guy, got his television show the Mike Rowe show kicked off of Facebook, and he had 2.5 million viewers. Way more than our Catch of the Day channel or our Jimmy Houston Outdoors YouTube channel. Way, way more. And he got kicked off of Facebook because of his political beliefs. Not his religious beliefs, but his political beliefs. Now, they really can't kick us off anything for our religious beliefs. That's protected by the Constitution. Of course, actually, your right of free speech is also, and Mike Rowe got kicked off. But there's another verse that talks about fighting the war between the powers of darkness. Well, that's what we're fighting, and we're fighting it right now. So your faith will be tested. Your faith will be tested. It really will. And all this verse is telling us is to stand firm. By continuing to have faith, you will save your lives. Here's our tip for this today. Use backing when filling your casting reels with new line. That will save you money and time. I bet you thought I was going to talk about fluorocarbon coated line, didn't you? That's right. You know, the high seas fluorocarbon coated is about $9 or $10 a spool, where regular fluorocarbon line is about $30 a spool, so, or 40 or 50, depending on what you're buying. And High Seas does have very good 100% fluorocarbon line. In fact, they got some new line that's absolutely fantastic. And you can save money by using the fluorocarbon coated. But use backing when filling your casting reels with new line. It's going to save you money and it'll save you time. So put about 20 or 30 yards of backing on there, tie to that backing and fill it up. You can change line more frequently. You really only ought to have about 50 yards of new line on a casting reel. Any amount other than that should be backing. So that'll save you some money and time. Guys and girls, go out there and have you a great one today. And remember, I sure do love you.